Welcome to Mind Over Matter. This is Elena Beloff, and today I'm here with Scott. Scott, welcome.
Thank you.
So let's talk about your goals and what you want. And then you already know how hypnosis works. You have not just a rough idea, you have a really good understanding of hypnosis. So I'll talk a little bit about it. We'll talk about hypnosis together and figure out your strategy, how to get there.
Okay.
So tell me, what is your goal?
I'd like to sleep consistently for, I'd say, 7 to 8 hours a night. I think I need at least 7, if not 8. And when I say consistently, like every night for, I mean, I haven't slept consistently for even a couple weeks. So I'd like to do consistently sleep through the night, like without waking up in the middle of the night. Sometimes I get consistent like 5, 6, and then I wake up, or I wake up a lot, but I'd like to sleep, I would say like if I could even do 1 month at this point,
Yeah.
it would be really awesome. Like every night sleeping 7 to 8 hours without waking up.
Okay, 7 or 8 hours without waking up. How many hours do you sleep now?
I mean, it depends. It depends. It's kind of erratic. Sometimes if I go to bed late, then I wake up early to get to work or do things, then maybe it's, maybe it's 5, and then maybe sometimes that 5 or 6 is not continuous, or maybe it's 10, but, because I'm so exhausted that on a weekend or something, maybe I sleep in.
Yeah.
But then even that, it's like maybe I go to bed at a certain time and get out of bed at a certain time. That's 10 hours, but it's like I wake up 4 or 5 times in that process. And, if I fall back asleep maybe, or I stay awake for a little bit, sometimes I wake up and stay up for 3 hours. So it's...
And when you wake up and stay for 3 hours, do you do anything specific? Do you write, work, or just sit, watch TV, or just like sit still? What do you do?
It depends. At times, lately I've just kind of been like getting on the computer and...
Facebook?
Yeah, well, either that or watch a movie or play, stupid video games or something like that. But sometimes I've also gone through periods where I've got up and worked and, did things like, made video, whatever I was doing.
Have you tried using any self-hypnosis techniques to help you fall asleep?
I've done some things in the past, yeah. I've done some self-hypnosis, and it's worked, maybe I didn't stick with it long enough or something, I don't know. It's worked for a little bit. I've done some like yoga nidra, I've taken like drink tea and take baths and those things work over time, but then something happens and it I lose it again.
So something in the subconscious mind is waking you up.
Yeah, I can't pinpoint exactly why it is. Like maybe on a certain day, like I'm aware of why I woke up. You know, but other days I'm like I have no clue. It's like there's not anything like there that I'm aware of. At least I can tap into, I should say.
So what I suggest is really going deep into your unconscious mind and helping you release that whatever's holding you back from getting a good night's sleep.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, because really, and the good thing about this process is that I don't need to know what this is. You don't even have to pronounce it. All I'm going to do is give you a suggestion. Whatever is limiting you from getting a restful 7 or 8 hours sleep every night, it's okay to release that. So in other words, I'm going to be negotiating with your mind today as you are deeply relaxed.
Like here I am again, like in this space or I feel like here I am again. I shouldn't say it's the truth because it's just what I feel like. Something in me is saying like here I am again, and I'm moving in the direction of where I want to go, my goals, and I know I'll get there. But it's like I feel like there's so many things in the way that I'm blocked by it, and so maybe that's why I'm like not being able to sleep, because I have to figure out like how to remove these blockages so that I can move forward and share what I want to share with the world, share myself.
And can you be a little specific? When you say share things with the world, is it through your work?
Yeah, through the work, through the hypnosis work, through the healing work, through the through the work, through working with people and the earth and nature and consciousness and stuff like that.
What you said is very interesting, is that you're thinking about the path where you want to be somewhere and something is blocking you, and you think about this block, and it's possible that thinking about the block keeps you up more than you should.
Yeah, definitely.
And it becomes like a catch-22, like a cycle, right? So, and it becomes that block in some ways where you're not able to move forward.
Yeah, like the block. Thinking about the block makes the block
The block.
there. Yeah, makes it more blocked. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm glad we understand that consciously, right? And we can speak about this right now, and we can find agreement. Me as a guide, as a practitioner, and you, someone who wants to resolve it. So we are in full agreement that this strategy of keeping you up at night in order to try to resolve the block doesn't work. It builds more of a block to try to resolve the block.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You said you're okay with releasing that pattern, that strategy.
Yeah, I would very much like to.
What's the strategy to resolve that block? The strategy, the not sleeping and being up at night, we already know doesn't work.
Yeah.
What's the strategy to resolve the block and thrive as a healer?
Well, I think the strategy is to like, I mean, what kind of came to me is like, really apply the tools to myself even more, right? The tools that I teach, and I do. You know, it's not like I don't use them, because how could you be an effective, therapist if you don't do what you're what you're thinking? But like, I just had it. It's like trusting, like taking care of myself first, like what I actually need to do to take care of myself, like in each moment. And so like right now, I have a job that I go to. I get up, I spend basically between commuting and work, I spend almost 10 to 11 hours there, right? Which is a lot of time, takes a lot of energy. But like that's what I'm doing now, and it supports me because it gives me income. And so just trusting, like taking care of myself in each and every moment as is needed, and trusting that things are going to work out. So going to bed at a decent hour, waking up so that I can sleep well, wake up, and with rest, and then do what is in front of me with a fully healthy mindset. If I want to wake up at 9:30, right? 9:30 to 5:30 would be 8 hours sleep. So go to bed at 9:30, get up at 5:30.
Do you think you're pushing too hard, or is it normal for you?
Well, I mean, I could do it. I mean, because I prefer to meditate in the morning, and then and then get ready and go to work.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it may be. I mean, I don't want to push too hard. Yeah, you're right.
Let's be realistic. There were times, I've been doing this for so long, when a client would say, let's do everything. Let's do all of it. I want to exercise 6 times a week, having not exercised. And it's just pushing so much. So let's be really realistic. What change do you want to see this coming week?
Okay, so the most effective thing I want to be able to do is sleep. Definitely. That's the most important thing.
Sleep without waking up.
Yeah, sleep without waking up for, I'll say 7 hours. Because I'll say 7 hours.
7 is good. It's healthy, yeah.
Yeah, well, the 8 is ideal, I think. Maybe I realize I only need 7. I feel like I need 8.
7 or 8 hours. So we can say 7 or 8 hours. Your mind will decide what's proper for you, right?
Yeah.
So sleeping through the night, 7 or 8 hours without interruptions. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine as if a solid bar of steel is running all throughout your right arm. Just a solid bar of steel. And as you imagine that solid bar of steel running all throughout, from the shoulder, from your shoulder all the way down to your elbow and your wrist. So I'm going to try to lower it right now. This is just a game of imagination. I want to see how well you follow my instructions. So I'm going to try to lower it and imagine as if it's very, very stiff, very hard. And the more I try to lower it, the more stiff it becomes, the more hard. That's right. The more I try to lower it, the more stiff. On the count of 3, you will release it and relax deeper. 1, 2, 3, relax. That's right. Relaxing deeper and deeper. More relax. So just let yourself drift deep within your unconscious mind. And notice how all thoughts push away into the distance. There's nothing for you to do but really drift within your mind, within your powerful unconscious mind. In the moment, I'd like you to imagine that all stress, all concerns, all the worries that you may have, that you may be aware of, that they just begin to drain away. It's as if something is pulling them out, out of your mind, out of your heart, out of your chest, out of your whole body. And you can give yourself freedom. You can give yourself a powerful permission to release all and any tightness. You can always adjust yourself if you need. You can always move. You can even speak if you need to. So just continue to imagine, envision all of these stresses, worries, concerns, releasing in the form of shapes, energies, whatever you want. Some people may imagine specific kind of objects, and the more you see, the more you imagine, the deeper you go. That's right, drifting deeper and deeper, deeper relaxed. There's been certain strategy, certain way of being, or maybe it's not a strategy, a habit, whatever it is, but somehow on a deep, deep level, something's been keeping Scott late at night for whatever reason. If there is this pattern right there, maybe a self-imposed pattern, maybe a habit, whatever it is, if there is such pattern right there in the unconscious, raise the index finger. Good, thank you. Now, Scott wants to release this pattern because Scott wants to have a good night's sleep, wake up in the morning feeling good, do his work, come back home, do his things, create, thrive, succeed in his healing and creative endeavors. Scott wants health, overall health, and Scott wants to be really congruent with himself. If you're ready and willing today to release the block, raise your index finger. Good. Thank you. If you feel like there is a way to release that block, if you know it deep within yourself, deep in your heart, how to release this block, raise your index finger. Good. So you do know how to release this block. What a wonderful insight. On a deep, deep unconscious level, you will naturally and easily allow yourself to incorporate whatever knowledge and insight you have in order to help you release the block. Because from this time onward, you will find ease and comfort falling asleep. Remember a time in your past, a time when you were calm, a time when you were happy, a time when you maybe felt really good and supported and cared for. So very comfortable, so very calm, so relaxed, drowsy, just like now, almost ready to fall asleep. No stress. Bring yourself back to that place, into that moment. Be there just for a few short moments. You really realize and you truly, truly recognize that you have right now made a very powerful, very real, very potent decision to relax and deeply and easily fall asleep each and every night, right through the night, with comfort, ease, and deep, profoundly restful, drowsy peacefulness. You give yourself permission. You want it. You crave it. Make it happen. It's yours. Feel that decision. Feel that powerful decision, because it's time. You've let go of that old and obsolete strategy of keeping you up at night. It's useless. It's absolutely useless. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make you feel rested. Just like finding your way to your home, that's your sleep. Turn yourself off. Turn it down completely, fully down. Every night before you go to bed, 7 or 8 hours, you make that decision. Between 9:30 or 10, you fall asleep and you say, I am sleeping. I am allowed to. I want it. When I go to bed, I choose to re-energize, to heal, restore. Silently and forcefully, you can repeat that within yourself. Every time I go to bed at night, I choose to heal, restore, re-energize. Every time I go to bed at night, I choose to heal, restore, re-energize. Every time I go to bed at night, I choose to heal, restore, re-energize. 3, 4, at your own pace. Number 5, you can open your eyes and come back right here, right now. Welcome back. This was a somewhat short. It was not like a long session, but it's good enough for you to experience a state of relaxation and work with some unconscious processes and suggestions.
Yeah. I mean, I could feel myself working with it in my own way too.
Sure.
Which happened. So it was beautiful in that. I think the most powerful. It's funny because the most powerful way I felt of working with it was just in the very beginning when you were just deepening me. And there was something that you were saying, I was like, wow, this was really, when you were saying, let all the stress go away with the objects, it's that was so easy for me to tap into and imagine and see. I was like, wow, that's really beautiful. And then, you know, the conscious mind was there and present, but not, you know, I was just watching it. It was like the doubts of like, well, this isn't going to work, you know, it's not going to work, you know. There was all that stuff, and I was like, well, what is it about it, you know? Like, so just watching that and like, and then of course, you know, being a hypnotherapist, I have the parts therapy and the tools and things like that to work with. As you know, if I'm sitting here doing my own self hypnosis and then something comes up, it's like, no, you know, I can't let go because of this. Well, okay, well, what do you need, you know? So it was really nice to.
Well, I think a lot of work that we're doing, the work is being done right before we go into a hypnosis session. So in fact, the hypnosis part has already happened before we even went into trance induction, because we've already made some sort of clear understanding why you were doing it, right? We made an agreement that why you want to let go of it, and what's the alternate strategy for you. And the alternate strategy for you to release the block when it comes to thriving as a therapist, right? And how keeping you up at night is not a way to resolve that block. So that's it. It's very simple. If you're up, you're not falling asleep, just sit with it. It's raw. You can sit with that feeling, that old sensation. Be aware of it and say, this is old. That's an old thought. I see it. The recognition is so powerful, because sometimes it's so hard to recognize an old limiting belief because you think it. When you think that belief, it's so intrinsic, you kind of listen to it and you go with it. But when you have an awareness, here it is, but it's not, I'll feel you, that's okay, but I can just release it, even though it may feel a little uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Scott, thank you so much for being here, and I really enjoyed working with you. I hope to work with you again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for watching Mind Over Matter. This is Elena Beloff. I'll see you next time.